Hey guys, welcome to Cards and Sharps. Alright, we finally got some more sharp products in. With all that's been going on, just hadn't been as active of in the knife world. Pretty much limited, have been limited online sales and that sort of thing, or even looking at knives limited to online, no knife shows or fairs and things like that, where we might normally transact some knife deals. But what we have here today is something I have not had run through here before, and this is a product called Brous Blades or Brous Blades. I've heard them called both. Have seen these and have not tried one myself until now. They come in this nice plastic case with some foam in it. You get a card telling you who, a certificate of authenticity by knife maker Jason Brous. Has a date. I guess that's the date it was built, and then it's numbered. If you can see, if that shows up on there. So it's a production run of 500, so this is 191, and then you get a tool so that you can that fits the screws on it. All right, so you get this case. They don't apparently, from what I can tell, don't do fancy in cardboard. You get the knife in one of these cases, and that's pretty nifty, pretty nice storage case. There you go. That is the Brous Blades, and this is the Reloader. And this one has an aluminum handle, and it's a collaborative design effort by Jason Brous and Mikkel Williamson. Now, Jason Brous is known for having kind of a what you call the fantasy style of knives. And this one, which usually is not my cup of tea, this one does definitely have that fantasy knife kind of look going on. And it's a tanto blade. That's two things that I'm not, personally a big fan of. But this one, for some reason, the way it flows with the shape of the handles and that tanto, the style of tanto it is, just gives it a pretty cool looking profile, I think. And I actually like this one quite a bit. To the point when I first saw it, I thought, hey, that looks like a keeper. But Jason Brous is he kind of been a custom knife maker, and he's getting into production, and and he's actually, some of his designs are made and imported under the Brous Blades name. In fact, this knife comes in a imported version as well. This is a made in USA knife, so it's for those of you that like to stay with domestic product, this one is USA made. The blade is going to be D2 steel, a good hardy knife steel, prone to corrosion, so you definitely want to keep it clean and definitely dry it if it gets wet. The scales are aluminum on this one. The import ones is more of a G10. It's but this is a textured aluminum, and with all these grooves cut in here, designed in here, gives it that kind of a unique look, but it also gives you a lot of grab hold of areas on that, so you feel like, even though it's aluminum, it's not totally slick, and you do feel like you have some grip on it. It's going to be tip-up carry only, which is what we prefer. And that actually, the pocket clip is reversible, so it can go left or right. It's deep carry, so it's checking off a lot of the boxes for a knife that I do like to carry. Now looking at the spec sheet here, it shows the weight being at 5.2 ounces. And I don't know, maybe it's because it's so, as big as it is, but it really doesn't feel... Yeah, I'm showing 5.2, so right on. So it doesn't feel as heavy as 5.2 ounces would indicate that it would be. It is because it's balanced so nicely. And now in the pocket, I have not carried this one. I just got this in, so other than fidgeting with it, I have not carried it as of yet. So it might feel a little heavy in the pocket. It's going to take up some real estate in the pocket, as you can see. But it's really got a good feel to it. I'm going to say I would see this as a good outdoor knife. It could be self-defense. Some bad guy coming after you and you pull that out, I think that's going to be intimidating. If anything, might help you avoid a confrontation or anything like that. Now, it does have ball bearings, and you can feel that smoothness. Now, I haven't fidgeted with it to a point that I've got it really loosened up a lot. There's no play in that blade at all. And to be honest, the quality and the workmanship and the fit and finish on it reminds me a lot of what I've seen in some Medford knives and zero tolerance, those ranges. Maybe not quite as refined as some of the Medfords, and you're getting less metal because Medfords have a lot more chunk in the blade. But the Medfords, you know, other than just a lot of chunk, I don't really see the money in those for the most part. Now, another thing I noticed here, it also has that number right here on the flipper, which is the 191 out of 500, which is the same on the card. So that makes that serial numbered, so that's, that way you can match it up with the card and know that you have that particular knife. All right, let's go over a few more specs. The handle is 4.625, and let's see, blade thickness 3.24, and then it tapers down to 2.5 to down to 2 at the very end. So nice taper to the blade. You can see you got this back spacer. It's got some jimping in that, so it gives you some back here in your palm, some secure feeling. And then you got the jimping up here in the handle itself, and then on up into the blade. Pretty hardy jimping, not overly aggressive, not too sharp, feeling just enough to where you feel like you have a good purchase on the knife. And you got a little bit of a choil there. You could put your finger in there for some little fine detail type work. Nothing, wouldn't want to do anything too heavy because it's not deep enough to protect you from sliding up the blade if excuse me, fall allergies. Alright, so what else we got? Overall length, you're coming in at 8.25. So it's a nice, robust all the way around. Definitely not a little knife, and it's probably would be a little bit intimidating to take out of your pocket in an office setting and open a box or something like that. If you work at a place where people might be squeamish about that sort of thing. And we got a really nice, when you get here you can feel that detent. Really nice, you hear that snap. And you're kind of pushing through that a little when you go to flick it. Once you get past that, it just goes so butter smooth because of the ball bearings. But I have a feeling once you do that a few times, it's going to loosen up to the point where it'll just be a nice, easy flick. It has just a nice, when it hits the end there, that nice clunk. Just really nice, and then the nice closing detent sound. So just has a feel and sound and look of quality. The finishing is really nice. There's no sharp edges anywhere, no burrs. The lockup is really nice. Blade centering is dead solid perfect. So even though it kind of has the look of something, you know, like a fair $5 knife table, you know, a lot of the fantasy looks and all that. It just you pick it up and handle it, and you definitely know you're holding a good piece of cutlery here. All right, so that is it for the Brous Blades. My first look at a Jason Brous knife. So I think it looks like I can't speak. I have not held or seen any of the import models, so I can't attest to the quality of those. But I'm going to say that the American-made version seems to be a really quality knife, and they're not that overly expensive. They'll run you, looks like retail, $160 to $180 range. So it seems the color makes a difference. I don't know why. I noticed some of the other colors, maybe some colors more popular, maybe some will more produce more numbers, that sort of thing, and that drives the price on them a little bit or something. But the green one I find in the $160 to $80 range, so not a bad. It's you're getting up there in the good knife range. Not as expensive as most of your Medfords or that, but it's probably right there with a lot of your zero tolerance, and it's and it feels every bit as good a knife as those I've had. All right, that's it. Brous Blades. Like to hear what you guys think, and keep watching. We got more knives, and we'll be doing more reviews coming up. We'll see you guys next time.